Here, the response of an LTI system for any arbitrary input is given by linear convolution of the input and the impulse response of the system. If one of the sequence, either the input or the impulse response, is very much larger than the other, then it is very difficult to compute the linear convolution, because if the entire sequence should be available before convolution can be carried out. So this makes long delay in getting the output. That is, suppose for example, if x of n is going to have 100 samples and h of n is going to have 5 samples. If you want to perform the linear convolution, so even though x of n and h of n, the 5 samples will be arrived simultaneously, but until the remaining 95 samples is arrived, we couldn't start the convolution. So what happens? It makes a long delay here. And then large amount of memory is required to store the sequence. So to sort out these two issues here, circular section convolution can be used. So two methods of section convolutions are overlap add and overlap save method. So first we can see the overlap add section convolution. So here basically we have to follow three steps to perform this one. So one is you have to decompose the signal into simple components. That is, in this name, we can see that overlap add section convolution. So first we have to section the lengthier sequence, and then second step is to process each component. So we have to perform the linear convolution for each components here. And the third step is we have to combine. So the signals will be overlap. That overlap signal should be added together to get the final signal. So this is nothing but overlap add section convolution. So first one is to decompose the signal. First you have to section the larger sequence. Then you have to perform the linear convolution, then the overlap sequences will be added together to get your final sequence. So we'll see this procedure here. So I'll be taking n x of n and h of n, where x of n is going to have 8 samples and h of n is going to have 2 samples. If it's so, the y of n will have 8 plus 2 minus 1, so 9 samples here, right? So here what happens until after getting this h of n, 2 samples of this h of n, until my 8 samples of your x of n is arrived, I couldn't start the convolution here. So the first step in your overlap pad section convolution is I have to section the lengthier sequence according to the smaller sequence here, right? So here x of n is going to have 8 sequence and h of n has 2 sequence here. I'll be sectioning my x of n lengthier sequence as 4 sections, where each section is going to have 2 samples. So x1 of n, x2 of n, and x3 of n, and x4 of n. So each and every section is going to have 2 samples, and then I have to place it as per the uh, position here. Now I have to perform the linear convolution. So once I obtain my x1 of n, I can start performing the linear convolution. I don't want to wait for your x2 of n, arrival of your x2 of n. So I'll be performing your y1 of n, which is nothing but x1 of n convolution h of n. So x1 of n has 2 samples, h of n has 2 samples. So your y1 of n will have 3 samples. So 2 plus 2 minus 1. So 3 samples here. And by that time your x2 of n will be arrived, so I can perform your y2 of n. So y2 of n is nothing but x2 of n convolution h of n. So 2 plus 2 minus 1, sorry, 3. So it's going to be y2 of n is going to have 3. So here you have to make a note of it. So at what point your x2 of n begins, the same point your y2 of n should also begin. Again, so by this time I'll be able to get your x3 of n. So I can perform y3 of n, which is nothing but x3 of n convolution h of n. Again, your y3 of n has 2 samples, x3 of n has 2 samples, and h of n 2 samples. So y3 of n will have 3 samples here. And then at where your x3 of n begins, at the same point your y3 of n will begin. Next, by that time I'll be able to get your x4 of n. So I'll be calculating your y4 of n, which is nothing but x4 of n convolution h of n. So 2 plus 2 minus 1 is going to be 3 samples. And here the second part is over. First part is sectioning, second part is performing the convolution, third part is the overlapping signals has to be added. So how many number of signals will be or samples will be overlapped now? N2 minus 1 samples will get overlapped. That is your h of n. Smaller sequence length is nothing but your n2. So n2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 now it's going to be 1 samples will get overlapped, and then that overlap sequence will be added together to get my output sequence. So this is the procedure to perform your overlap add section convolution. So we'll solve one problem in this one. To perform the linear convolution of the input impulse sequences, x of n equal to 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, 4 minus 4, and h of n equal to minus 1, 1 using overlap add method. So first we have to study the inputs given in the problems. So x of n is going to have 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, 4 minus 4, 8 samples, and time period will be of 0 to 7. Again, your h of n 1 minus 1, 1, 2 samples, it's going to have 0 to 1. I'll fix the y of n. So y of n is going to have the number of samples as 8 plus 2 minus 1 is 9, and time period is how to calculate your time period. So add the starting time period of x of n and h of n to get your y of n. So 0 plus 0 is going to be 0, and to finishing time period 7 plus 1 is going to be 8. So this is how I have studied here. So we'll be start doing your problem. The first step is to section the lengthier sequence. So according to your h of n. So here I'll be sectioning. Since your h of n has 2 samples, I'll be sectioning your x of n into 4 sequence, where each and every sequence is going to have 2 samples each. So first part is I'll be sectioning the larger sequence into 4 smaller sections here. Then I'll be performing the linear convolution to obtain y1 of n, y2. The last one will be n2 minus 1 samples will get overlap. So here n2 is 2, so 2 minus 1 samples will overlap with each other, and we'll be adding together to get you y of n, right? So now since your y of n has 9 samples 0 to 8, I have took your time period 0 to 8 here. Then I'll be placing my x of n and h of n according to the time period. So 0 to 7 will be your x of n and 0 to 1 will be your h of n. So first step, I told that you have to section your larger sequence here. So I'll be sectioning my larger sequence as 4 sequence x1 of n, x2 of n, and x3 of n and x4 of n. So all these things should be placed in the corresponding time period here. Right now, I'll be performing the y1 of n, which is nothing but x1 of n convolution h of n. So here, how many samples does your y1 of n have? So 2 plus 2 minus 1 is going to have 3 samples here, right? Now we'll be performing, you can use your shortcut method to perform your linear convolution, right? Uh, so y1 of n equal to x1 of n convolution h of n. So using your section convolution, so I'll be taking my uh, x-axis in x of n. Here it is a h of n. So it's going to be 1 into minus 1 is going to be minus 1. 1 into 1 is going to be 1. And then 1 in minus 1 into 1 minus 1 is going to be 1. And minus 1 into 1 is going to be minus 1. So I'll be putting this cross lines here. So what happens? This is minus 1. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2, and it's going to be minus 1. So minus 1, 2 minus 1 is going to be the answer here. So minus 1, 2 minus 1, you have to place it out. Next, we'll be calculating your y2 of n. So y2 of n is nothing but convolution of x2 of n and h of n. So here it is going to have 4 samples. So y2 of n will have 3 samples here, and then you have to start that one by the time period of your x2 of n here. And then um, again by the shortcut method, you can solve this one. So I'll be taking your x of n this side. and then y of h of n this side here. Now I'll be taking this 2 and multiplying it throughout. So minus 2 and 2. Again, I'll be taking this minus 2 and then multiplying this throughout. So it will be plus 2 and then your minus 2. I'll be putting this cross lines here. So here and here. So I'll be getting the answer as minus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4 and then minus 2. So your y2 of n is minus 2, 4 and minus 2. So in the similar way, you'll be getting your so 2 minus 2, 4 minus 2. So I'll be getting your y3 of n, which is nothing but the convolution of x3 of n and then h of n. So again, it is also going to have 3 samples here because 2 plus 2 minus 1 is going to be 3 samples. And if you perform using your shortcut method, the answer will be minus 3, 6 and minus 3. Again, I'll be getting your y4 of n. So x4 of n convolution h of n. So it is going to have 3 samples again. So we have to start with the sample where your x4 of n begins here. Right. So by performing your shortcut method, I can get it out as minus 4, 8 and minus 4. Your second step is over here. So I have calculated your convolution. Now the third step is I have to check your number of samples it overlapped here. So it is going to x of n has 2 samples. So 2 minus 1 is going to be 1 samples is overlap. I'll be adding to that together to get my y of n. So this is 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1 minus 2 is going to be minus 3, 4 minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5, 6 minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7, 8 and minus 4. So your response y of n equal to minus 1, 2, minus 3, 4, minus 5, 6, minus 7, 8 and minus 4. So this is how the overlap add method is to be performed. Next we can see overlap save method. So in overlap save method, say it's similar to that of your overlap add method. So here also you have 3 steps. First one is you have to section your lengthier sequence according to your smaller sequence. Second step, you have to perform the convolution. But the thing is here you have to perform your circular convolution, but you have to get your linear convolution output, right? Third step is you have to see the number of samples overlap with each other and you just discard it. Each and every overlap. First n2 minus 1 samples has to be discarded and then you'll be getting your output y of n. Right. So in the previous video, we saw how to perform the linear convolution using circular convolution. Right. So that technique will be used in your overlap save. Suppose I'm taking same x of n as 8 samples and h of n has 2 samples here. So your y of n will have same 8 plus 2 minus 1, 9 samples here, right? So I'll be taking sectioning my x of n lengthier sequences, 4 sequences. So each and every one has 2 samples according to the h of n. This is the first step. Second step is I have to perform the circular convolution. Y1 of n equal to x1 of n um, circular convolution h of n. But I have to get the linear convolution output, right? So x1 of n, h of n, if I in the linear convolution, 2 plus 2 is going to be 4, 4 minus 1, 3 samples I'll be getting my in y of n. But what happens? I have to get this output using your circular convolution, right? So what I have to do is I have to make my x1 of n and h of n as 3 samples here, right? So what happens? I'll be going for zero padding to make my h of n as 3 samples here. But in x1 of n, I shouldn't have 0 here. Instead, I will be taking the help of the next sample here, right? So here, you remember here your x1 of n, if you have the next sample, you shouldn't make it out as 0 here. Now, perform the circular convolution to get your y1 of n. Similarly, y2 of n is obtained and similarly y4 of n is obtained here. So here what happens, I'll be seeing the I told that n2 minus 1 samples will get discarded, overlap, and that first n2 minus 1 will get discarded, and then the remaining sequence will give you the response of the system. So this is the procedure here. Now we'll solve one problem here. So same problem what we did in the linear, that is your overlap add method. So perform the linear convolution of the input and impulse response sequence, x of n and h of n using overlap save method. So initially we'll be studying the data given in the problem. So x of n has 8 samples 0 to 7, h of n has 2 samples 0 to 1. So your y of n will have 8 plus 2 minus 1, 9 samples, that is 0 to 8. So here the answers so which you're going to get both by overlap add and overlap save method will be same. So first step is I have to uh, section the lengthier sequence according to the smaller sequence here, right? So I'll be sectioning my x of n as 4 sequence which has 2 samples each as x1 of n, x2 of n, x3 of n and x4 of n. Now, second step is I have to perform the circular convolution to get my y1 of n, y2 of n, y3 of n, and y4 of n. Again, I have to use your n2 minus 1 sample, that is 2 minus 1 samples, overlap with each other, discard that first two n2 minus 1 samples of each sequences to get my y of n. So my time period, your y of n time period will be 0 to 8 with 9 samples here. I'll be placing my x of n and h of n. And first part is I'll be sectioning my x1 of x of n as x1 of n, x2 of n, x3 of n, x4 of n. This step is similar to that of your overlap add method, right? So your second part will be performing the circular convolution x1 of n into h1 of n, h of n. So that will give you y1 of n. But I told that y1 of n should be the linear convolution output. So 2 plus 2 minus 1. So 3 samples I used to get. But what happens here is here I have only 2 samples. So I'll be performing zero padding for this h of n. For x1 of n, I'll be taking the help of the next samples here, right? Now I'll be performing the circular convolution using your matrix method. So I'll be taking your h of n as 3 cross 3 matrix and your x of n, x1 of n as 3 cross 1 matrix. So take your rows and multiply with your column. So minus 1 into 0 into minus 1, 1 into 2. So I'll be getting your 1. Again, take this row and multiply this column. I'll be getting 2. And take the third row, multiply with the column, I'll be getting minus 3. So the output is 1, 2 and minus 3. So 1, 2 and minus 3. Similarly, I'll be getting your y2 of n. So y2 of n, same thing. I have to get my linear convolution output. So 2 plus 2 minus 1, 3 samples here. But so to get this one, already your x h of n has 3 samples. I'll be taking the help of this 3 to make my x2 of n as 3 samples here. Now I'll be performing the circular convolution. So here, same thing, h of n, I'll be taking it out as 3 cross 3 matrix and x2 of n. I'm going to change this x2, x3 and x4. So I'll be taking this h of n is going to be common. So I'll be taking this as 3 cross 3 matrix. So again, take this row and multiply this column. I'll be getting my answer as 1, 4 and minus 5. So 1, 4 and minus 5. So similarly, I'll be getting your y3 of n and then y4 of n. Here in this y4 of n, h of n I got 3 values, but this x4 of n only 2 values is available. Third one is no, you don't have any value. In such case, I'll be making use of the zero padding as 0, right? I'll be performing circular convolution. I'll be getting the answer as minus 4, 8 and minus 4. Right, so here the third step is have to check n2 minus 1. Here h of n sample, let's say length is n2, that is 2 minus 1 samples get overlap with each other. So in each sequence y1 of n, y2 of n, y3 of n, y4 of n, the first n2 minus 1 sample should be discarded. So here one sample, here the first sample, and first sample. Now I'll be getting my y of n. In this one, normally in the output of your overlap save method, the first n2 minus 1 samples, you won't get the output. That is the main difference between your overlap add and overlap save. So here the first value, you won't get the output here. Next one is going to be 2 minus 3, 4 minus 5, 6 minus 7, 8 and minus 4. So the response of the system is the first one you don't have. So that you have to mention. Otherwise, if you didn't mention the star, if you start with 2, then that becomes the value starts at the origin as, so everything, the time period is going to be wrong. So you have to mention that star and then you have to start. So this is how you have to perform your overlap save method. Guys, if you have any doubt, you can reach me in this one, benila.blogspot.com. So you can post it as your comment so that I'll be replying your